Good morning, everyone. I hope you guys have turned in from your laptop or PC as we will be doing the installation and some basic programs like a Hello World program in backend in Node.js. So, if you haven't joined through a laptop or PC, so you can just switch to a desktop or laptop. Thank you. So, guys, I think we can start now.
Hello everyone. I'm Atharva. Can you confirm? Am I audible?
Yes, yes, you are audible.
Okay. So hello everyone. Good morning. I would like to welcome you all to the session organized by DSC PCCOE on backend development. Mayur. So we'll go through what we are going to do today. So at first we'll have a basic introduction to backend and how it works. Then we'll have an introduction to Node.js, which we'll be using in this session as well as throughout our plan for the next 5 weeks. We'll explain you how Node works and take you through the installation process for Node.js. Then we'll have a practical hands-on session and we'll write our first Hello World program. And then we'll talk about the project which we are going to build in the due course of 5 weeks. So we'll start with what backend is. So backend is basically a code that runs on server. You generally, when we interact with any application, we see the front end part of it, and the backend logic is hidden away from us. So backend basically receives request from the front end code and sends appropriate response to the client. Backend also includes databases which store all the data which we send and retrieve data whenever the front end requests it. So the activities such as writing APIs, creating libraries, as well as working with system components is included in part of backend. So at first we'll start with what a client server relationship is. So clients are anything, any software, any program, any application that sends any request to the backend. So these are the programs such as you want to use a food delivery system. So whenever you search for it, it sends a request to the backend and receives the data which is displayed on the front end application. So next we'll look at server. Server is basically a computer which listens to incoming requests and sends appropriate response. Any computer that is connected to a network can act as a server, but for big applications, we use specialized computers which are optimized for their hardware and their computational powers. Databases are the system which provide interface for us to save data in a memory. So it reduces the load on the main memory of the server CPU and allows the data to be retrieved in case the server crashes or loses power. So what are the different technologies which are used today in backend development? So PHP was the basic language which was used when it all started. It was one of the most widely used languages in server-side scripting. C++ is another such language, though it is not used as widely today. It can also be used for backend development. Java is one of the most popular languages and is still widely used today for backend development. It is easy available and it has a huge community for it. Python is one of the most fastest and most popular language which has gained immensely. It has many features which are used for backend development. JavaScript with the development of Node.js is now a language which can use for front end as well as back end. There are other many languages, but in this session and in the coming sessions, we'll be using JavaScript and Node.js for backend development. So let's talk about a framework, what a framework is. So framework is a set of predefined classes and functions that process input and output. Means framework, you will get predefined classes which you can use, override, and use them in your projects. So what are the main frameworks for backend? So Express is a framework which we are going to use in our Node.js. Django is one of the most popular Python framework used for backend development. Rails is used along with Ruby. Laravel is used with PHP, and Spring is used with Java. So we are using Node.js for upcoming 5 weeks because it has some big advantages over the other languages, which we'll talk about in the next slides. So here's our timeline for the Node.js sessions. So this is week 1, and we'll take you through basics of Node.js. In week 2, we'll talk about Express, its other functionalities, and asynchronous JavaScript, which will be used in making request response cycle. Then in the third week, we'll talk about storing data in MongoDB. We'll set up MongoDB Atlas as well as use it in our projects. And in week 4 and 5, we'll have a mega project in which we'll implement all the concepts which we have learned so far. So this is our timeline. So let's start with introduction to Node.js and what it is. So what is Node.js? Node.js is an open source cross-platform runtime environment for developing server-side and network applications. So if you have any basics in Java, so you can see there's an image over there, which we have put over there to show you a easy, simple comparison between Java and what Node is. So basically Java, similar to Java Virtual Machine, in Node.js we have Chrome V8 engine. So it is a JavaScript engine which converts the JavaScript to machine understandable machine code. Okay, it is enclosed with Node APIs or Node modules, and above it we have Node.js. So what you are basically doing is you will write code in JavaScript, which will be compiled down to machine code using the Node.js runtime environment. So what are the major requirements and which we'll be covering throughout these sessions? So first you need to understand the basic of HTTP. You need to have a basic grip over get request, post request, put request and delete, as well as you need to understand what are basics of RESTful API because we will be developing an API through the session. You need to have understanding of JavaScript. So JavaScript is used in client side as well as server side. The front end sessions are also being carried out by DSC. So in that they'll also cover JavaScript for the front end part. You can gain insights from over there, as well as we'll be covering JavaScript over here. So you can learn it here as well. The third thing which you will need to understand is basic concepts of OOP, that is object oriented programming, as well as functional programming, because you will not be means it is very tedious to write each and every task on our own. So we'll be using libraries for that purpose, and they will be pre-written, pre-built libraries. So you need not write everything in it, and you need to use only those parts which are needed for your projects. So for that, you need to understand what OOP concepts are. So let's get started with API. So what an API is? API stands for Application Programming Interface. Web API is defined as types of requests. Means an API is hosted somewhere else. Okay, and you need to make a request to it, and it will send you appropriate responses. Now API can have various routes, and on each route it will provide you and for each route it will provide you different sets of results or responses, one can say. So now I'll be showing you a demo of what an API is and how it works. Okay, Mayur, I'll be sharing screen. Can you stop share? Okay. Hello. So I suppose my screen is visible.
Yes, your screen is visible.
Okay, so for the demo, I'll be using Postman. So Postman is a tool which we'll be using not only in this session, but also while developing our project. So what it does is it allows us to send very particular request, such as get request, post request, put request, to the endpoints and send us the show us the responses. So what I will be using here for the demo will be GitHub API. Okay. So GitHub API is, you can go through the link and check it yourself. So in the links, you can find GitHub APIs. Okay. So here I have something ready on the Postman itself. Okay. So this is the API, HTTPS //api.github.com/user/ here is the username which I'll be using, my username for GitHub. Okay. So on this endpoint, I'll be sending a GET request. Okay. So when I send a GET request, it sends this parameter over there. If you check out the documentation for the API, you will find over there, this is a parameter. So you can pass your username as well over on the in the link, and the response will contain your user data. Okay, so here what it does is it sends me all the data it has for the endpoint in form of JSON. So this is a JSON. Uh, re- the data which I'm receiving is in the form of JSON. Okay, so here it also sends me other links, so I can go on any of the other links. Okay, and I can send a GET request over there, and it returns me the data in form of JSON. So all this will be covering in upcoming sessions. So you need not worry about this. Uh, so Mayur, can you continue with the slide?
Yes, stop screen sharing you.
Okay, so like I said, you need not get overwhelmed with what you just saw. It's very simple. You have certain requests which you send on certain routes, and you get particular responses for it. So in practical also, we'll go through it. Okay, so next slide, please. Let's talk about what a JS engine is. So JavaScript engine, like I said, is basically a program, or you can engine which converts the JavaScript code which we write into machine code. So the current JS engines, you can find one for there's for each browser. So what they do is it converts JavaScript code into machine code. Now, why it does it? Because machine code is easily understandable machine code can be easily read by the machine, and the output which will be generated is fast. So it basically optimizes your JavaScript. So what are there are types of JS engines. So Chrome has V8 developed a V8 engine. It is developed in CPP or C++. One can say. So there are other engines also. For example, the Edge browser has Chakra engine, and the Mozilla Firefox has SpiderMonkey. So the Chrome V8 engine is the core component of the popular Node.js. So what are the benefits of Node.js? So the code base of Node.js, if you write a code in Node.js, you first thing you need not learn additional language. You will be using the same old JavaScript which you use for client-side development. So and the code base is relatively smaller than what you will write in any other language, supposedly PHP or other. And Node.js has a very vibrant community. It has a large number of libraries. So whatever you need, there's a for your specific needs, there will be library which you can use in your projects. And Node.js is also fast and reliable due to its architecture. So now let's go through how Node works.
Thank you. Good morning, everybody. I am Mayur. Firstly, I welcome you to this session, and I am here to tell how Node works. As you saw in the benefits of Node.js, the Node.js is highly scalable because it uses non-blocking asynchronous architecture. So, what is blocking synchronous and non-blocking asynchronous architecture? Let's start with blocking synchronous architecture. If you are performing any synchronous operation, it blocks all the process happening at that time till the current operation completes. Blocking means just wait for the things to be done and returns a response before moving to another operation. Simply blocking synchronous means if you call the API, it hangs up the thread until it has some kind of answer or response of your request and returns that request to you. And coming to non-blocking asynchronous architecture, non-blocking simply means when you choose to do other unrelated things while you waiting for the current operation to be done. And asynchronous does the operation in a parallel manner, means the API always returns some response immediately and also start doing background efforts to fulfill your request. So there must be some related way to obtain your desired result. Finally, simply you need to wait for server to reply in blocking, and in non-blocking, the reply sent you immediately. This is how non-blocking asynchronous and blocking synchronous works. So to clear this confusion, we will see one example here. Imagine if you go to a restaurant. Imagine the restaurant has two tables, one waiter and one kitchen. You are sitting at table one, imagine, and another guy, unknown guy, sitting at table two. Firstly, you call the waiter to come, take your order from you. The waiter comes to your table first and give that order back to kitchen for preparing your food. While while the chef is preparing your food, the guy sitting at table two call the waiter, and the waiter go there to serve his request. So waiter takes order from table two, give it back to kitchen. If your food is prepared, then the waiter take that food and serve that food to you. After this, he will go back to kitchen, take food from table two, and serve that food to table two. In this case, there is only one waiter taking order, giving back to kitchen, and he is serving both table at a time. He is not wasting time at any point of any moment. Let's take how blocking synchronous works. Consider you go to another restaurant. Imagine the restaurant has two tables, same, and one waiter and one kitchen, and you are sitting at table one, and an unknown guy is sitting at table two. But here the one waiter is there, and it serves one table at a time. So he firstly come to your table and takes your order and give that order back to kitchen. While the chef is preparing the food, your food, the waiter is waiting there for chef to prepare your food. He is not serving any another table. If the other guy sitting at table two, he has to wait if he want to buy something. After this, he will go to that table two. He firstly serve table one. After that, he will go to table two to take order from table two, and he gives back that order to kitchen to prepare food. While preparing food, he will wait there to prepare food from chef. After that, after preparing the food, he will deliver that food to table two. And if table one wants any food, then he need to wait there. So he will firstly deliver that food to table two. After that, he will came to table one, take the order, and give it back to kitchen, and waiting there for chef to prepare the food. And after that, he will serve that food to table one. But in this case, suppose there are four tables are there and only one waiter, then there is wastage of time. To avoid this, if hotel manager adds some more waiters to run this business or to minimize wastage of time, but this is not reliable and efficient to add more waiters in their restaurant. In previous architecture, there is only one waiter who is serving both table at a time. He is not wasting time at a point. But in this, the waiter is wasting time in that kitchen to get a response from chef. So, which hotel you prefer? to prefer to go obviously first one. Therefore, Node uses non-blocking asynchronous architecture. Let me explain in technical manner. In Node, we have only one thread, like Waiter, which takes a request and send it back to server. Doesn't wait doesn't wait there for a request. It another request it takes there. No, doesn't wait there. And when the request is ready, the database put a message in the event queue that is done, and then the thread is continuously watching on the queue. When the response is ready, then it takes that response and provide that response to respective request. Now the first response is ready, then he will take the response and give it to first request. After this, the second response is ready, then he will take that response and give it to second request. So this is how Node works. So enough theory. Let's install Node.js in your machines. So open your laptops. We will wait for 2 minutes here. Firstly, we are going to check that Node.js is installed in your machines or not. For that, you need to open a command prompt. If you are using Windows or if you are using Mac, then you need to open terminal and type command. That is, I am going to show you. 1 minute.
Mayur, your screen is not visible. Yeah.
No, not visible.
No, means that your PPT was open.
Okay, 1 minute. Now,
Yes, okay, it's fine.
now we are going to type command that is node dash version.
Uh, Mayur, can you just increase the font for the terminal?
1 minute. Is this is visible, or I need to increase it little bit?
No, actually, just press Control and scroll up. It will automatically increase the font.
Actually, I don't have mouse.
Okay, okay, no issue.
So it is visible now. Node
Yeah,
version.
it's fine. Yes, yes.
You need to type this command in your command prompt. If you got this result that Node.js is not recognized as an internal and external command, then Node.js is not previously installed in your machines. You need to install it now. So we are going to install it now. So go to your favorite browser and search it for Node.js. And then click on first link, that is nodejs.organization.org. Then here you will see that are two versions are there, and it will predict automatically your system, that is Windows or Linux or whatever. So I recommend you to download LTS version because it is stable. That your choice. I am going to install this. I already downloaded that file, so I am not going to download it now. So it is 18 MB file. You need to download it. After this, I already downloaded this file in here, so I am going to install it. So click next, next click. After that, you need to check this box, that is I accept the terms and condition. Then next, you need to choose here directly. So I am keep it as it is. I'm keeping it as it is. Next, hit. Don't touch anything here. Hit next and hit next and install. Yes. So Node.js is installed in my machine. So we will check it in command prompt. So type node dash version. So why this is error? 1 minute, I will check it. Node. It is installed in my machine. I don't know why it is showing. This is how you are going to install Node in your machines. Thank you. Now I will hand over this session to Atharva to continue with Hello World program.
Yeah, thank you. So good morning, guys. My name is Atharv Deshmukh, and for today I will be showing you how to write your simple Hello World program. आई गेस थ्योरी थोड़ा कुछ ज़्यादा ही हो गया. हमने इतना सोचा नहीं था कि थ्योरी होगा, बट या ओके, कोई नहीं. मयूर, कैन यू जस्ट स्टॉप योर स्क्रीन शेयरिंग सो दैट आई कैन. Okay. So have you completed your installation? Just let me know in the chat box. Yeah, okay. Yeah. So I will share my screen. I guess my screen is visible. Yeah, okay. So now I have my workspace this. So I will be creating a new folder named Hello. So you can create any folder you want. Just I have created here one Hello. Yeah. And then here I will be opening my folder. I will just drag and drop that. Yeah. So now you can see that I have created one folder and imported that folder here. So after this folder is imported, I have to start my npm, right? Because we have installed Node and we want to use that Node. So for that we have one command, that is npm. This is Node package manager. From here we will be creating our all dependency injections and all. So here I will just create my first Node project. So for that I will be saying npm init. It will be initializing my project. So now it is asking me for my package name, and if I press enter, then my name default will be hello. So I will just click enter, and then version enter, description. So here I will give my description like my first hello world program in Node.js. Yeah. And then I will hit enter. Entry point index.js. Fine. Test command is not there. Enter keywords. I don't author. You can give your name. And see, this now it is saying me that this is all the configurations you have done. So is this okay? Yeah. Yes. Continue. And yeah. See, now you can see here one package JSON is there, right? So now if I open this, then you can see that my project is created, and here my name is this, version is this, description and all is this. So now let's get start. Now I will be creating one file as index.js. And
हाँ मतलब अभी एक सेशन कर ली उसके बाद फिर मिलता है
क्या
Uh,
is there any issue?
no, actually he's
Okay.
turned on.
Yeah. So now I have created one JavaScript file. So in this file, I will be writing my code. So now what I will be writing is just console.log. Console.log. Hello. What? Yeah. See, now I have created my project and I have initialized one JavaScript file and I have written some code in that. Now it's time to run that. So for that, here I will just write node space index.js. Yeah. So I am getting here output as hello world, right? So this is how you print your statement. Like for C, you use printf. For C++, you use cout. So for JavaScript, you use console.log. And for loop and all, same syntax is there. Like now I will be going for the if statement, say. So I will creating one variable named a, which will be, I will be initializing to 0. And now if a is equal to 0, then print a. Let's say console.log a. So now it should print hello world with console.log a. Let's try that. Yeah, I'm getting that value, right? And if here I am saying that if a is equal to 6, then and only then print a. So now it should not be there, right? Because a is not 6. So it's working fine. And for loop also, it's the same as we are using for any other languages, like for where I is equal to 0, I is less than 5, plus. Yeah, see, here we are getting output. But hold on, this is not the thing we wanted from server, right? What we want is whenever any person is hitting URL like local host / home, so we want that request to be fetched somewhere, and we should be able to send some response to that, right? So for that, I just deleted this code. Yeah. And for that, we have to install one module name, means one module that is Express, because Express will be helping us for our request mapping things like URL जो भी होता है वो for that to calculate Express is we are using. So npm install Express. Do this one command so that Express will be installed on this project. So now, as I have installed external node modules, so here I can see that my node modules have been installed. Like for any let's say means whatever module we are using for Express, that will be installed here. And if you see package.json, there will be one field like here dependencies is created, and in that dependencies I have installed it is showing Express. So you can see that my Express is installed on this project. So right now I will be showing you how to go with Express. So now I will be like in C++ you are using hashtag include conio and that stuff, right? So here we are importing things like const. We are creating one variable of named Express, and then we are like we are writing require import. So for that import, here is require or here I will name it express. Yeah. So now I have imported my express, like there should be some express namka module, and then that module is now injected in this express constant. And now as I have now inserted that, I have to initialize that. So here I will be creating one const name app, and in that I am initializing that express. Okay, so right now my express is initialized. Now I will be getting I will be creating some request mapping thing. So right, request app dot get, here I am using get request, and here I will say like the home comma, and here I am using arrow function. So you guys need to do some research on what arrow functions are and some other stuff. I will be sharing you all references links for that, but for right now just bear with this. In this arrow function we are using actually three parameters, but for right now we are using just request response. So what this req and res is, so any request coming from the browser is in this request. It is not a keyword. You can change your name here as you want, like I can write a request here or any other parameter name, but for a standard understanding we are using here req and res. So any request will be in the in req, and any response we want to send will be in the res. And right now if a user is entering slash home, then I should send him some message like hello programmer, let's say. And now I have done my request mapping, but I also need to start my server, right? Because I'm not starting server here. So for that we have syntax app dot listen, and here I will mentioning my port, which port I want to start my server on. So here I will write just 4000, and then also for if to check if my server is started or not, I will be creating one arrow function, and in that I will be writing that console dot log server started. Okay, so if my server is started, then it will show me a message. And this app.get, app.listen, this all the functionalities provided by express. Like see here we have a here we have imported express and initialized that express, and then we are using that express to perform our other operations. Now let's run this program. Yeah, see here I am getting that server is started. So let's say it's really started or not. Here localhost 4000 slash home. Yeah, see here I'm getting one something like hello programmer. So this is what we have done right now, right? So as you can see here, we have imported express module, initialized that express module, and here I have write one post mapping, get request mapping for slash home. If user is entering slash home, localhost slash home, then it should some response, right? So this is what our today's agenda was कि एक simple hello world का एक करना था. So अभी ये तो बहुत ही बेसिक हो गया, right? So now in upcoming we will be developing some advanced level projects, right? Now can you share your screen, Mayur? Okay, just let me know if you have faced any problems in uh, doing these things. I'm waiting for your response in the chat box, right? No issue. Okay. 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 So now we will discuss what projects we are going to build, right? ये तो बहुत सिंपल सा था कि एक बस हेलो वर्ल्ड का मैंने किया था, but this is not server works, right? The servers handle so many requests and do so much interesting stuff and all. So you will be creating that by yourself only. Just stay tuned for other sessions. And, next slide, please. So here are our projects which we are going to use. First project will be our to-do list because it's the simple one, and we can start with this very easily. In this project, you are going to learn basics of Node, like creating new project, installing all modules which we will be using. All basic concepts should be clear here so that we can go further, right? Because many of you will be facing some issues in installation and all these things. That things will be cleared here, and you will get to know what Express is, what Express does, all these things. Like today, I just gave you overview. So from our next session onward, we will be going deeper into that things. And the second project will be a user information system. Here you can just add any user into your server database and whatever, and you can get that um, means you can get any user from your system, you can add. And you will, here main thing is you will learn about HTTP request, like what get request, port request, put, delete, patches, all these things are. So that will be for this project. Next slide. Next slide, please. And for third project, we will be extending our same user information system, but for now we will be giving it some authorization, right? Because if we have created any project and that will be used by all, means anyone can use that project. So we have to give some security to that. So we will be creating one project, and in that project we will be using JWT authorization. You will see what JWT is and all those things later on. And for last we will be making one big project for coffee or pizza shop application. That project will be with the help of front end team. Front end team will be building one UI for our backend services. We will be creating APIs for them. So this will be our major project, and for this project we will be using all the concepts which were learned earlier, like in other three projects. What we will be learning, that will be used here. Next. Does anybody have any questions? From our side, we are done with this now. Any questions? I will be sharing you all the references links here and on Discord, Discord also. So please do join our Discord community so that if you have getting any error and any issue, then we can uh, just solve that issue there. Here are some links, and the same links will be posted on Discord also. If you want a head start in doing this thing, then this will be helping you. And yes, actually, Atharva, this is our first backend session. So if you can do join this for later on. Django, you can just post on our Discord service so that anyone from knowing Django will help you. Yeah. Any issue? Yeah, so I guess there is no issue there. Suresh, can you just carry on?
Okay, so thank you, backend team, for such a wonderful session. Now,
Yeah.
if you guys have any doubts or any queries, or yes, okay, so
Yeah.
I think we can wrap up the session now.
Yeah.
Yes, so now we will be concluding the session. So if you have any doubts and you want to ask, you can wait, or if you are done, you can leave.
Also join our Discord so that if you are facing problem anywhere, you can just drop a message there, and anyone will be helping you. Yeah, this will be only month because uh, in this backend we are doing these things only, and for other things also we have other sessions planned. You can check out what various activities we are conducting right now on our Instagram. There are uh, posts are there, so you will get idea from there. Welcome. Yeah, check this out. Yes, if we got a time, so we will be conducting some basics of Flask also. That is, uh, means we will see for that. And yeah, if you want any further projects, yeah, instead of this, so please let us know. Let us know if that is really helpful. Then we will conduct that project also. For TypeScript, you can check any online resources because TypeScript is very much similar to the JavaScript only. So for TypeScript, I will be sharing some resources regarding TypeScript also. Let's see. No, Angular will not be covered in this because Angular will be for front end part, right? So here we will be focusing on back end part only. Uh, Suresh, do you know will front end will cover Angular part or not?
So yes, currently we are aiming to have all the basic sessions. So for front end, we are going through HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. And after everyone is comfortable with the basics of web development, then we can move forward with the frameworks. So we have sessions planned for React, Angular, Vue, and everything. So you guys, if you are excited for that, you can just tell us. So we will be making some arrangements for that.